Hello and welcome to Wasted Plotential, where we discuss the wasted potential of our favourite plotlines. No, this isn't a joke. The issue with Scrappy-Doo really was not his writing. Sure, he was fairly one note, and in a TV show where he has the same bit every episode, it can easily get repetitive, but that alone didn't cause the fervour with which people despise this character. It was the way he was pushed into the spotlight, ejecting mainstays Fred, Daphne and Velma, and even trying to get rid of Shaggy and Scooby too. It was less an issue of a bad character and more bad implementation, more giving him way more of a push than he deserved than of a bad character at the core. He was more of a devourer than a chroniker for the MK guys. Conceptually, Scrappy was a pretty solid idea. A kid raised on tales of his Uncle Scooby and his friends, going around the country and solving mysteries, exposing criminals for the frauds they are. He's so enamored with Scooby, whom he's built up as this legendary hero in his mind, that he doesn't realise that Scooby is actually a big coward at heart. He always finds some way to justify Scooby's cowardice as part of some ploy to beat the villain. But what if he did realise it? Imagine a new Scooby movie was released. The Scooby canon is so malleable that you could easily make a direct-to-DVD movie that ignores Scrappy's prior appearances and references and has him make his first appearance here. I mean, the gang have met at least 4 different versions of Batman, so this is hardly unreasonable. Scrappy here is the same character at his core, idolising Scooby because of all the stories he's heard about him. Scooby is asked to look after Scrappy for a week or so, maybe his parents are on a trip together, doesn't really matter. So the gang decide to go on their own holiday, where there won't be a mystery to solve so that Scrappy will be safe and Scooby won't need to worry about him. Of course, there does end up being a mystery to solve. This is Scooby-Doo, what are you gonna do, not have a mystery for them to solve? What are you, dumb? So, as the gang try to solve the mystery, Scrappy has absolutely no fear, 100% confident that Scooby will take down the villain. This has the others concerned, since even the less cowardly members of the group understand that even a guy in a costume can be dangerous. Scrappy, however, is up to his usual puppy power / Lemmy Adam antics. He wants to impress his awesome uncle by showing he can be a tough hero like him. At first you think Scooby grabbing him and running away is just Scooby trying to keep him safe, but he eventually cottons on to the fact that his uncle really is not this brave adventurer he built up in his mind. This comes to a boiling point when Scrappy, feeling absolutely betrayed by his uncle, decides to catch the villain himself. This goes horribly wrong and he ends up captured in time for the climax. Scooby has to then fight through his cowardice to save his nephew from the villain and knock them into Fred's trap, becoming the hero Scrappy always built him up to be. Scrappy apologises for getting mad at Scooby for not living up to his grand expectations. Scooby forgives him and all's good. Scrappy then gushes over how brave and cool Scooby was in the end, inflating his ego for just a minute before he gets scared half to death by a sudden cat or something, and Scrappy just lightheartedly sighs about how he's the same old Scooby, and the rest of the gang have a good laugh. The movie ends with Scrappy returning home to his parents, leaving the door open for future appearances by this altered take on the young pup, but also having the option of just letting him lie, with this little arc being the end of his story. The reason people hate Scrappy nowadays really isn't his core concept. It's that it's popular to hate on him. Yes, his implementation was flawed, but after almost 30 years with only disparaging references, don't you think it's time to give him another shot? If something doesn't work about him, change it up. Ever since probably a pup named Scooby-Doo, Daphne, often seen as the least interesting one who coasts by on her looks, has been given all sorts of interests and hobbies to make her more interesting. Sometimes she's the pampered rich girl for comedy or drama, other times she's into martial arts or puppetry, and sometimes she's just really into hypnosis. Whatever the idea, creative teams aren't afraid to try new ideas with Daphne to make her a more appealing character. You could even say this happened with Fred with his more recent obsession with traps and his van. So why isn't Scrappy offered the same opportunity? I'm actually indifferent towards Scrappy. I don't mind if he never comes back, but this obnoxious haha remember Scrappy, what a mistake he was lol attitude of these constant, unwarranted jabs at the character is the most how do you Scooby-Dooby-Doo fellow kids garbage ever. It comes off as a pathetic ploy to get fans to think these creators are totally down with what the kids think of the show, because these people are in charge of Scooby shows and movies. They have the power to do something to fix him. It always comes back to Mortal Kombat, but Scrappy's treatment is no different than that of the 3D era of MK. The developers put in all these jabs and disparaging references, especially with Sue Hao, and it's not funny. It's infuriating for people who liked that stuff. Either do something new to try and make the character better, or shut the hell up about it. I mean, come on. There's a new direct-to-DVD Scooby movie like every year, and they can't take this risk on just one of them? It's not going to tank the franchise by trying to bring back Scrappy in one low-budget movie that doesn't pan out. They made a sequel to 13 Ghosts and actively avoided including him even in the recap of 13 Ghosts. They brought back friggin' Flim Flam, but there's no one over there interested in giving Scrappy another shot? If you liked this video, why not subscribe and support me on Patreon like these fine people here? If not, then make sure to share it with your enemies so they can suffer along with you. I'm just going to shill other good Scooby stuff this time. Insider Mind made a video about Scrappy that inspired this video way back when I first saw it. B-Mask and NerdSync have some great analytical takes on the franchise as a whole, and Billiam's retrospective is just clean nostalgic fun. Watch all of these videos now.